citizens, scholars, and friendly knights everywhere. It's a day ending in Y, and I have PSA boxes. Let's go open them. All your dreams will come true.
Storm, fight through the flame. We'll carve our saga, they'll sing our names.
Greetings, citizens, scholars, and friendly knights of all realms. You have happened upon the Tech Nerd channel once again. And of course, we have a PSA box. This is from Freedom Week.
Get some!
Freedom Week seems to have extended onto Freedom several months. It seems like the sale has been going on forever. It probably has. I never really anticipated getting into this, but the sale was too good to be true. So this is what we got. And this will be part of a series because I put this together and I haven't been able to get all of the components for it yet. But this is a PSA AR-10 lower. And I believe, if I remember right, it was at the sum of, I think it was like maybe 160 quatlus, I believe.
100 quatlus on the newcomers.
So it wasn't bad. I need to get the upper, which I think I'm going to go with 20-inch rather than 18. And this will be just kind of a range thing. But just taking a look at this is pretty typical type stuff for PSA. It is very, of course, very AR-like. I am, first off, very impressed that it is doubly staked. Staking here, staking there. Staking's everywhere.
Not the stake. The stake is not the power.
2 stakes, done well, I have to say. There is a labeled PA-10 buffer. Now this is the enhanced polish trigger, I believe is what it's called. So that basically means nickel boron trigger. And like I said, I have never forayed into the AR-10 sort of thing. I've never really felt that much of a need to have a semi-auto large caliber, or I don't know, some people don't consider 308 large caliber, but larger than 5.56 anyways. There's the palmetto lettering. Now this is the generation 3, which from what I understand, from everything I understand, these actually are not bad for what they are and for what you're going to use it as. Again, from what I understand, they're not bad. Now this is also a Blem. I can kind of see a little gouge there, maybe that's the Blem, maybe a little something here. That's the only thing I can think of. There's nothing on the business side that I can see as far as a Blem. Now you get your basic A2 stock and your basic A2 grip, which I will be prominently changing. We're not going to do that right now. We might cut that in later. I did get some magazines for it. I got some Magpul magazines for it, so we'll try those out. Now these are 20s, so these are, of course, YouTube legal, but I still don't think we can insert them on camera. So we'll have to go off camera because I don't want to corrupt your minds. So there we have that. So yeah, basically these are just ARs, but daddy sized for a 308, or really for a 7.62 NATO. So we'll get some better furniture on here, but this stuff is, the stuff that's on here is fine for now. Anyways, folks, so far, I mean, from everything I can see, I'm impressed. Like I said, the dual staking is really nice. You don't see a lot of companies do that, so that's pretty good. All right, state viewers, we are back. So it's probably a couple, maybe a week and a half after the last update on this. I'm going to probably just include it all in one. We ordered and unboxed this, which is PA-10 lower from PSA, and I've got it all kind of dolled up here in baby puke brown that I did. And by the way, I found the secret to a real deep coyote tan. I'll reveal that later in the video. Maybe that'll get you to stay. But what we're going to open now is the upper, and this is from PSA. These were all Blems, and after looking at this one, I think I did find the Blem. I think it's that little dot right there. That's my guess. And we'll see if this one has any noticeable marks on it. But I certainly can approve of, I think you can, I would certainly say you can safely trust the Blems from PSA. In fact, just about everywhere. I've purchased Blem stuff from other places. I've really never found anything that is just horribly marred in any way. So there we go. And here is our upper. Now, originally I had thought of getting a 20-inch, ended up going with 18. There was a deal for the 18-inch Blem upper. It pretty much, everything was the same on it, except for it was just shorter. So, and it's really only going to be a marginal decrease in feet per second. So kind of just decided to go with this. You can see here, I might be able to see, that might be is that the Blem right there? No, that wiped off. A little bit of marking there. This is heavy sucker, I can tell you. Now this was, again, this was a Freedom Week deal.
Get some!
Their Freedom Week seemed to go on for a while, maybe a month or so. But all the better for us, for the consumer. Let's cut this little tag off the bottom here, and then we'll go ahead and mount her on. Now I won't be able to do that on camera, as you know, because YouTube might think that I am corrupting you. So obviously full rail on the top, partial rail on the handguard. You've got a rail at the top here and then one at the fore end. I think really that's all you need. And then you've got M-locks all the way through. So pretty much everything and anything you'd need. You've even got some QD slots on either side, which is great. I don't think this is a type of rifle that you're going to use a sling on, but hey, never know. Let's take a quick look at the bolt, see what it looks like. Pretty much standard charging handle, standard to a normal AR type. Here is the insides. Got a couple markings here. There's some lube in there from the factory. Gas port right there. That looks good. Looks even. That is always good. Let's take a look at the bolt. Again, heavy sucker. Staking looks very nice. Very good. You've got your MPI marking here. These are MPI tested. That is a heavy sucker, definitely. So that all looks good to me. And it looks like you also get this elongated Allen wrench for the adjustable gas block. And that's another reason I wanted to get this version, was because it did come with that 5-position adjustable gas block, which is right in there, as you can see. And as I understand, that is important to AR-10. It is going to be pretty much my first semi-automatic 308. I've had 308s before. I have quite a bit of 308 brass, which is one of the reasons I got this, because it'll be easy. All right, and there we are. There is the entire rifle, all dolled up. Now, again, this is my version of baby puke green, coyote tan. And before I went ahead and dyed these this is B5 furniture. I believe it's FDE B5 furniture. The formula that I saw on the Rit site was, I can't remember the name. I'll bring it in here in text. It's coyote something. But basically, you're going to need 2 colors, which the one is camel. You're going to need a 1/4 cup of camel, and then you're going to need 2 tablespoons of sunshine orange. And you do your normal Rit dyeing procedure. I think most of you know that already. Boil them in a pot for an hour or so, and then it'll take on that color. Now, I thought this came out real well. The B5 version of FDE is pretty light. It's a very light tan. I would say more of a beach sand color, like a play sand color. And that takes to dye really well. So I thought those turned out good. Now I did dye one of the magazines for it. This is a Magpul 20 rounder, and these are already stated as coyote tan, but they were more of an FDE to me. So I dyed these along, but these come darker anyway, so you can see there is a bit of a difference in shade. So we'll put one of these in. Now these are 20 rounders. See, under the light, they don't look so bad. The difference doesn't seem so bad. In up close in practicality, you can definitely tell there's a different color hue there. But these are 20 rounders. I think Magpul does make larger magazines. I think they make 25s. I really don't see any reason for anything larger than that. 20 seems fine to me. This is going to be a bench rest rifle for me. Don't see myself heading out into the zombie apocalypse with a 308 battle rifle. Although you never know. I guess if there's some sort of alien drones or something like that, maybe.
Meryl, swing away.
If you're fighting some sort of mechanized aliens or drones or something like that, you're going to need something to get through some of that armor. And if they're reptilioids, they may have a carapace or carapace, so you might need that. Bring that down. Now, one mistake, I guess, in the dyeing process, when you put the item in there, whatever you lay it on, whatever the high points are, you're going to have an issue with the dye. You can see it came out light here. So make sure to flip it over or change it around a bit during the dyeing process. I may put this one through again at some point so you can see it came out a little light on those areas. And then for some reason I got something here, a darker part here. I have no idea how that happened. But I like the color. I like the weight. I like the rifle as is. Let's try out the trigger. I didn't bring my trigger gauge with me, but we'll try it. That's nice. That's really nice. Now this is their enhanced polished trigger. There's no take up. There's really none. And let's see about reset. That's your reset. Yeah, it's nice. It really is. Now, for some reason, those magazines didn't quite hold open the bolt. So we'll have to see about that. But other than that, this is real nice, guys. Real nice. It is. It's a nice looking firearm. We'll see how it performs. Like I said, I have a ton of 308 that I have reloaded. So we'll see how this performs. I'm really interested to see. I want to get out there to at least a couple hundred yards, maybe. We'll try it out. I think my range can do 200. I know it can do at least 100. We'll see. But I'd like to get it out that far and see how it does. What I really need to find now is an optic. And I'm thinking a 4-12 would probably be good for this. You all chime in below. You tell me what you think would be best for this. Again, it's an 18-inch. So how far I'm going to get out there, maybe that's a little less than what a 20-incher would do. I've heard of people taking these out to, 500 yards, maybe even more. I don't know about that. We'll see. I certainly can load up to whatever I need. I've got some 175s. I know I even have some 125s that I use for my FR7, and we could even try those. But yeah, I like it so far. We need to get out there and get a few shots through it, and then we'll go from there. But other than that, guys, I think it is a good buy. This is definitely a buying time for AR type stuff. The market's in a bit of a glut, so if you see a deal right now, I would go for it and pick up stuff. It's one of the reasons I got this, because I know these if times are bad again and these ever go back up on the market like that, the price is going to get back up to where they were. I think when these came out, they were around, I don't know, 700 or 800. We'll try it out, see how it goes. Folks, stay tuned. More videos to come. We'll definitely get out to the range with this one. All of my citizen scholars and friendly knights, this has been Tack Nerd. If you have been so entertained, please like, share, and subscribe below, and we will see you again.